We don't hate you. We don't care enough about you to hate you. We just see that you're a fool. You make a fool out of yourself virtually every day. That's why we talk about you. We're laughing at you. We're making a mockery of you. You're making a mockery of yourself. It's not hatred. You really should learn to distinguish between those two different emotions, because you're receiving one in droves, and it's not hatred. You can act, like you're Beyonce all you want. You're not. And just like her, you can play the victim when you're not. But you're going to have your hands full with people laughing at you because you behave so.
When Megyn Kelly decides to target a politician, it's never gentle. It's surgical and scorching. Jasmine Crockett, once marketed as the Democrats' bold new voice, suddenly found herself stripped of the polish and forced into reality's spotlight. Kelly didn't just critique Crockett's persona. She dismantled it piece by piece, exposing her as more show than substance. What was billed as a rising career now looks like a public unraveling, and Crockett may never recover from
her. She wants to be like a member of the squad. She thinks of herself like an AOC. She talks like, she's from the hood. Meanwhile, she grew up in a nice family. She didn't talk like this 3 years ago. 3 years ago, she sounded like you and I sound in this conversation. Like, I'm really excited to be going to Congress. I can't wait to get started on my new job. And now she's like...
onto Crockett's habit of mistaking volume for victory. The louder Crockett shouts, the more convinced she seems that she's winning. But noise isn't knowledge, and outrage isn't proof. Kelly shines a light on the emptiness of Crockett's style, showing how the theatrics, gestures, shouting, dramatic flair, mask the lack of substance. It's like watching someone pound the table while the actual discussion happens elsewhere. Crockett confuses her own voice with authority, and Kelly exposes that delusion with brutal clarity.
Claims to be, from her people. She puts on this image that she understands the Black American struggle. But let's face it, the girl went to private school. She went on to, I don't know what college and law school. She went to it's like, she's a complete fake.
Yeah.
She's as fake as her eyelashes. She's as fake as her hair. She's as fake as her fingernails. And she is such a mess.
What makes Kelly's dismantling so devastating is her ability to show Crockett's rise wasn't about merit, but about the party's hunger for a marketable figure. Crockett wasn't lifted up for achievements, but for fitting a narrative. She became useful as a loud defender, a predictable attack dog for leadership, but her resume beyond that is thin. Kelly shreds the illusion of talent and leaves behind the image of a politician propped up by optics, not ability.
Administration.
Please calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down, because y'all talk noise and then
you're out of control.
He said, Jasmine, what you have to realize is that if you are really going to make change, it's not going to be in the Texas House. He said, you did a great job playing defense, but you have a chance to play offense.
Someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body.
Meanwhile, you pointed out like her...
Enjoying this video? Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Kelly doesn't just criticize, she puts Crockett in context. She lines her up alongside other politicians who confused performance with policy and self-promotion with service. Crockett's dramatic committee appearances, her obsession with sound bites, her smirks and eye rolls. Kelly turns all of it into evidence. The result? Crockett looks less like a lawmaker and more like a bargain influencer who stumbled into Capitol Hill.
We were having a committee hearing on oversight, and it was really late at night. And I was really irritated because I'm always like, why can't we work normal work hours like regular people, 8 to 5? I don't know what's wrong with Congress that we're always doing crazy things at 9, 10, 11, 2 a.m. under Nancy Pelosi. So we're on the oversight committee, and she is running off her mouth, and I shot at her about her massively huge fake eyelashes.
Yeah, this made news.
Yeah, and I was like, well, I said something along the lines of like, well, you can't read it.
Just sting comes when Kelly dismantles Crockett's so-called record. Her accomplishments are paper-thin at best. She has a talent for inserting herself into controversy, but when it comes to delivering results for constituents, she has little to show. Kelly drives home the contrast, Crockett's endless self-promotion versus her minimal output. It leaves the audience with the unmistakable conclusion. Crockett's real gift isn't leadership, it's self-preservation.
Hands full with people laughing at you because you behave so foolishly. And the fact that you're a diva bitch behind the scenes, so much worse. You're not even beloved by your staff. Like, you alienate everyone. The people who know you best don't like you. The people who are just glancing at what you're putting out there publicly don't like you. So who
also zeroes in on Crockett's dependence on identity politics. She shields herself with race and gender, spinning any criticism as a personal attack. But Kelly slices straight through. She shows that identity armor can't hide weak arguments, shallow priorities, and undisciplined behavior. The result is a politician who looks less like a bold fighter and more like someone weaponizing grievance for personal gain. Kelly highlights Crockett's impulse-driven style, always lashing out, always personal, exposing how it erodes credibility and shows a lack of...
The Human Rights Campaign. These are the people who run around harassing every business to make sure that they're being pro-LGBTQ and pro-DEI and not doing anything that a Human Rights Campaign finds offensive in any way, shape, or form, unless if you are in a wheelchair and are the governor of Texas, in which case it is fine for Jasmine Crockett to do this to you. Watch.
Because we in these hot-ass Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now.
He skewers Crockett's hypocrisy with precision. Crockett rails against privilege while benefiting from the system that funds her. She preaches fairness while dismissing those who disagree. Kelly lists example after example, making it clear that hypocrisy isn't a slip for Crockett, it's standard operating procedure. And while Crockett thrives on chaos, Kelly doesn't take the bait. She calmly lays out how Crockett's insecurity drives her theatrics, and how her obsession with branding makes her look fragile rather than powerful.
Crockett. He's Benny Johnson. He's host of The Benny Show, and he has an exclusive report now on Crockett's alleged background. See, he traveled to where Crockett claims she is from a tough area of South Dallas. You know, you hear her speak. She tries to talk street, like, okay. Compared to where she's actually from, it's quite a different picture. Where she's actually from is a beautiful, well-manicured area.
Built her image on waves of outrage. But outrage fades fast. What excites an audience today will be forgotten tomorrow, leaving her scrambling for the next headline. Kelly shows how that strategy is hollow, like a sugar rush with no nourishment. Worse, Crockett doesn't debate critics, she smears them. Kelly calls out how this lazy tactic isolates her, making alliances impossible and credibility non-existent. Even her so-called strengths, anger, boldness, defiance, are reframed by Kelly as immaturity, recklessness, and insecurity.
About him is that he is a hot-ass mess, honey.
I gotta check my woke rule book, Walter, but I'm not sure I don't think that's allowed. I do not think you refer to the guy who's in a wheelchair as the governor of your state as Governor Hot Wheels. Some of her defenders online are like, we all call him that down here. And as far as I can tell, it's only nasty leftists who do. Not sure that gives you a pass.
Kelly's takedown so gripping is the sheer ease with which she does it. Crockett yells, but Kelly dismantles. Crockett thrashes, but Kelly is steady and exact. By the end, the audience isn't just unimpressed with Crockett, they're embarrassed for her. Kelly reveals her as an ordinary politician dressed up in hype, lacking depth and discipline. Crockett wanted the rising star label, but Kelly leaves her looking like a shooting star, bright for a moment, fading just as fast.
Instead of someone who dumbs themselves down or lies about where they come from to try to be more hood.
Yes, that's what she's doing all the time. And she didn't talk like this before either, where she's like, y'all, I know, my homie, and I'm like, okay, that didn't exist. We ran tape from her before she ran for office. She sounded like a normal person, but now she's gone full street with the super long nails too, and like the lips and the gloss and like the eyelashes. She's really laying it on because she wants to be seen as like this down home.
Drags the inconvenient truth into view. Crockett's theatrics can't cover up her thin record. Once the illusion is broken, it doesn't return. Lawmakers, the media, even colleagues begin to see her differently. Enthusiasm gives way to eye rolls, curiosity to skepticism. Kelly's roast is devastating not because it was sharp in the moment, but because it confirmed what many quietly suspected. Crockett is more hype than substance. In politics, once that label sticks, it rarely disappears.
Still reaching across the aisle to that.
No, not at all. Well, she's not a real person. So some interesting things that I've always observed about her. is how she treats her staff. She treats her staff like they are just beneath her.
I read that in the New York Post. Can you confirm?
Yes.
Wow.
So she always has one of her young male staffers has to carry her big, heavy handbag for her. She just hands it off.
The lesson is cruel but unmistakable. Without substance, every star burns out. Crockett's critics now have proof, her allies have doubts, and voters will think twice before trusting her spotlight act again. Washington thrives on reputation, and Kelly's roast will echo far beyond the headlines. From now on, every mistake Crockett makes will reinforce Kelly's framing, that she isn't serious, isn't capable, isn't ready. Once branded that way, doors close and momentum vanishes.
For the American people. And what we not gonna do is stand around while they pull this bullshit that they trying to pull right now.
Like, what? What do you, we have videotape. Why are you talking like that? No one believes this bullshit. And now she's graduated to acting like a thug. So congratulations, your term in the U.S. Congress is going really well.
It now stands trapped. If she pushes harder, she looks desperate. If she backs down, she looks defeated. Kelly's brilliance was in setting a narrative box Crockett can't escape. Any move she makes proves Kelly's point. The roast didn't just bruise, it redefined her. Instead of the fresh voice she wanted to be, she's now a cautionary tale about hype without substance. Kelly may have permanently branded her as a lightweight in a heavyweight arena. And for a politician who lives for attention, that's the cruelest blow of all.